welcome to the third episode of Sharp Clean Code. I'm Ben.
And I'm Abir.
Cool. So today is the first time we're trying to stream on YouTube, and it's already going bad because the screen moved somehow. But let me quickly fix that. It should be quick. Maybe you can explain what we're talking about today.
Yeah, so today we will be talking about SLO interpreters. These are like compilers, but really simple. They have some instructions for incrementing, decrementing, or having loops. And today we will be tackling one of the simplest interpreter that we can think about, and it's a 6Q kata in Code Wars.
So it's not that hard.
Yeah, it is not that hard. It has only two of the instructions, like the plus and the dot. So the plus is increment the memory cells, and the dot just says like, yeah, once the memory cell is incremented, you change it to a character.
Okay, so you already explained what we're doing today. So normally writing like a compiler interpreter, that's actually quite difficult. But as you can see here, this is the wiki for Isolang. And Isolang is just esoteric programming language. So it's like a normal programming language idea, but it's like really strange and like you won't use it for like normal programming. I guess it's mostly joke languages, or how do you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so as well, because one of the
Yeah, that's
most
good. Yeah, it's
popular,
good point to look at the example.
yeah, is the brainfuck, I would say, yeah.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
it has only symbols for everything. Like this is the whole code,
Yes.
and
And this is just printing out hello world.
yeah, and I would not say like any human will write this one.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you have to write it in the brainfuck, but it messes with your brain. You have to think about really strange way. Like that's not an easy way. So I would say assembly code is easier than this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Assembly is hard for me though.
But it's still a good exercise. So I think we do a series, like we start with a simple one today, but we will try to program it in a really clean way. And then we will see it's really easy to make the next one, which is just making more commands. And then the next one after that is still super simple. And I think the last one, if you scroll down, there's like a series of 4 different katas here. And the last one, the bool fuck, is pretty much like the brain fuck. It's like a slight change in there. But basically, that one is like the easiest from all because of all the code we did prior to that. And normally, if you would start with the last one, it's quite difficult. It's 3Q, which is a really hard problem on Code Wars.
Yeah.
But for today, we only have this. So I would say let's go into the code.
Yeah. Let me just set up Visual Studio.
Cool.
And make a new project.
Yeah, so we can already see from the last 2 times, we have the bowling game and the simplistic TCP finite state machine. So today, so the language is, from this language is mini string fuck. So I would say we call it like this.
Or should we just say like SO languages?
Oh, you want to make one
like
project for all of them? Okay, that's a cool idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. So SO
languages.
Or should I just say esoteric languages?
No, SO is good. I think it's fine because that's the official name of these kind of things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like this.
SO language.
SO languages or SO langs. Okay. Yeah, let's use
good.
.NET 5. Cool. And this time, do you start with the project? So not like last time with the test project.
Yeah, because I forgot to make the project. So that's why.
Yeah, I think it was me last time, but you forgot it both.
Yeah. So as we can see that all the test and the production code is in the same.
So let's create the test project as well, because I think that's where we should start. Project. By the way, Abir made the new jingle we have. The last jingle we just got together to have something. Got us banned on YouTube because we're not allowed to use the music, even though we credited it and it was only the first 4 seconds. But now we have our own jingle. Okay. Nice. So yeah, Do you put the tests on the left? Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so yeah, we should probably start with a nothing test like usual.
Yep.
You can
Let
already
me
see your setup seems to work. It's green, but you
but
have
I think something is not compiling.
you have a notification at the bottom, and there's 3 errors in one file. I think this file. I think he, yeah, just dismiss. Good. And the 3 errors is probably just n units not found. So if you compile again, it should be work.
Oh, okay.
And is it working?
It's doing something.
It's doing something, yeah.
Okay, but still it shows an error. I don't know. I think it's just slow.
Can you open the dependencies and see if there's still a problem in the packages? No, it's all good.
No.
That is strange. Computer is slow.
Yeah, or
So if you
yeah,
want, we can ignore it for now or just close the file and open it again. I don't know.
yeah, just let's just do the nothing test, and
Okay.
I hope it is. There's nothing here, and Crunch is not complaining, so that's a good sign.
Yeah. Actually, I have an idea. Click on the wrench on the build and run.
Wrench on the built-in run. This one.
The last icon, yeah. And just use Visual Studio Build.
Yeah.
And just build the project again, then it will restore all the internal files. You can see on the bottom, it will do a NuGet restore and so on.
Oh, okay.
But even that didn't help.
Yeah, I would say just close and open it again would.
I think something else is broken.
Let's try it. Because I just updated Visual Studio today, so
maybe new bug. You also have a strange warning on the top.
Yes, yeah.
Also, I noticed you using an old version of NUnit. Maybe when we update it, it will fix the problem as well.
Okay, so I can just go packages, update.
Okay. And select all packages and update on the right.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, it's doing something. So I think the version, yeah, it's like 3.13 and then 3.17 for the adapter. I guess Microsoft thingy also updated.
Accept.
Good. And it's still broken. I think something else is broken with your Visual Studio.
Yeah, let's just let me just close.
That is not normal.
Yeah. Maybe I have to restart it again. Let's try it.
Okay.
Because this is really when there's an error, I cannot really focus on stuff.
Yeah, also, I think ReSharper will not behave correctly when you do renames and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. I can also open it on my side, like whatever you want.
Let's try it. If it fails, then we can.
That's fine. So in the meantime, I will maybe talk about the next steps. So we can already see on the website, we have the Hello World and the ABCD tests. So this should be our last 2 tests. Probably the ABC one is the easiest, which we will see. And the last one should be Hello World. But before we go there, I think we should have, first of all, the nothing test that you just started. And then a really simple test where we just play around with the instructions. So maybe one test for each instruction, or like one test that makes sure that the instructions kind of work. And that looks better.
Yeah, this looks better. Yeah,
except I don't like your orange nothing. Looks like an error message. Okay, you still have an empty line at the top, and we should do something about the naming. So let me turn on our traffic light. I think we should be in refactor mode because it was already green. So let me get the green one. It's red, and then so it's currently green. And yeah, let's go to refactoring mode. So yellow. So let's refactor by fixing all the names of all the classes and stuff. Like the file name is different from the test name. Class 1 is like a bad name. So what should we call this? Like just the language that we're building, like mini string fuck, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's called mini string fuck.
Yep. Then let's name the class 1 to mini string fuck, and then the test is mini string fuck test. Exactly.
Mini string fuck.
Good. And there's also a warning in this file. Maybe you want to fix it.
Yeah, it just says we are using system, which is not used anymore.
Yep.
And we can rename the unit test as well.
It's really slow. What's going on? Last time your PC was faster.
Yeah, I think this is an issue with the streaming, like the Zoom,
Zoom?
sharing.
Maybe.
Yeah, because I can feel a lag in my system. I don't know why.
It's not good. We need to fix that for next stream.
Yeah.
The file name is still wrong.
Yeah, this is I think this is a bug from the resharper.
Yeah, might be. Oh, usually just didn't respond for 12 seconds.
Yeah.
If you want, I can stream here as well. Like.
Yeah, let's just see if it gets better, and if it is like it's still lagging, we can shift to your.
From my side, it looks like it's getting worse and worse.
Actually, it's now the lagging is getting lesser. So
okay. Also, let me know when I should take over.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so that's our nothing test, but it doesn't do much, so let's do something more useful.
Yeah, so let's just say empty string.
Oh, empty. Okay.
Empty command.
What does that mean? What does it do?
It's just like a blank line, or there's nothing in there.
Still doesn't explain what it should do.
It should not do anything. Like we are just.
Then maybe say empty command doesn't do anything.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Full.
Does not do anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it doesn't. What does he? Looks like underlined.
Yeah, because there's.
Just say it does not.
Does not do
Yep,
anything.
that's okay. So how do we do this? I would say let's go to the code was, steal the basic code structure, because we have to, when we submit the code, we have to make it compatible to the structure that's on the website. Like this, my first interpreter, we need that one. And then the template test, we should at least copy and then for later. So this one should go to the class that we want to call.
The mini string fuck.
Actually,
right?
Can you put them side by side? I think it's much easier.
Yeah.
Exactly. And here we should put the static thing, which is normally not what we want to do, but yeah, let's be compatible to code was. And here you have to return something, just return empty string or something. So the thing that we return here is actually the output of the compiler, of the interpreter.
Yeah.
So since we didn't build anything yet, it's obviously still empty. And then maybe just copy the two tests that we already have, and then we can make easy. We know how to call it, basically. We don't have to invent anything. Yeah, just these two lines, that's what we need. Just, yeah, copy like the next line. Yep, good. Okay, maybe paste it after this test, yeah, or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Or comment it out, whatever you want. Yep, that's fine. You also commented out the last line of the test.
Yep.
Good. Okay, so let's call it the same way. So we basically say kata. So in our case, we would say mini string fuck dot my first interpreter. And then, yeah, you said like empty. So we pass an empty string. So no commands. And then if you press Alt Enter, the compiler really can help you out. And then we expect that it doesn't do anything. So in this case, it doesn't return anything. Alt Enter.
Yeah, I pressed Alt Enter.
Slow computer.
And then look.
Also, I have an idea, like maybe in the future streams, we could use a plugin where we see what kind of hotkeys we are pressing. because I think many people don't really see with the keyboards that the keys that we are pressing.
Yeah.
Because obviously we write some code, but oftentimes we just press Alt Enter, we press like F2, F3, F4.
Yeah, F6.
Yeah, something like that. F2 to rename, and then Control RR, Control RI, and so on. And I think that would be interesting.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Let me switch the light to red. I think, yeah, it doesn't compile, so it should be red. But it's not green. So, yeah, I think you can do this in one line. I don't.
Yeah, I just wrote it because just to be explicit for the first time.
So back to yellow. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so whenever I pass in empty, the result is equal to empty.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that test is done, and yeah, it proves we can call it. If we don't give it anything, it doesn't do anything.
It's like a boring test.
We have a warning on the left side, but I think it doesn't matter because
we have to change this test anyways.
Oh, I have to do green. Come on, yeah, green light. Okay. That's fine. Let's stop the test there, and then let's write the next test. Yeah. Yeah, all this way. Okay, next test. Do you want to do it as well, or?
Yeah, if you want, you can.
Yeah, it's easy. I want the easy test. Let's give me the easy one.
Yeah, so I hand over my controls.
Yeah, nice. Now I can type. Okay, so the next test was, do you want to test all the commands or just one of them?
I would say the simplest would be just one increment and one end, right?
Okay, because if we only increment, we cannot be sure that it works. But if we output, we can see the output. Only increment once. And what should it do? It should output
1.
1.
Exactly.
As byte or something. Yeah, but we get a string back, so
as character.
Yeah, so that I already know this will be problematic. So the code will be plus dot, because maybe can you go back to the website?
Yeah.
I think you quickly explained it in the beginning, but I think it's a good point to highlight this again. So the plus basically increments, we only have one memory cell. So it's really stupid compiler. It has like one byte as memory. And when we say plus, it will just go to the next number. So it starts at 0. So if we say plus, it will be 1 now. And if we want to go back to 0, we have to say plus 255 times, and then we're back to 0. And then the dot is just outputting whatever is currently in the memory cell as a character on the screen. And that's our way to see if we did something. And also like how to do hello world and ABCD and so on.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So this one should output. So this one currently would work, but we want to get a red failing test.
Yes.
So what we want to instead is a 1, but this doesn't work because if we look at the enquench tests, it will say string empty, but we are saying number 1, and that doesn't make much sense. But I think we can just say we make this one into a char, and then we just add a string or something, so it's back to a string. And now we see like this is the output. Actually, it's a Unicode of like 1. But just as a character, but we got an empty string. So now we know the problem is here, like we should have gotten some output, but we got no output. So yeah, the easiest way to solve this, so let me get the traffic light to red again. So it's now red. So and always the fastest way, like with the fewest amounts of keystrokes, we want to fix it. So the simplest I can imagine is just plus dot, return this character 1 and make it as a string. So pretty much the same code I wrote over here, I just have it here, and it's green.
Yeah, but is it?
You don't like it. There's some stuff we can improve here. So let's go to yellow, and then you can give your feedback of whatever you don't like. So expression body, it should be like this. Then all this mess here, we should put in its own tests.
Yeah, it should be outside, I guess.
Yeah, should be somewhere here. And I would say the alphabet should come first because that's way easier than this huge mess.
Yeah.
Okay, and then don't need that empty line. And this one I can clean up as well.
And also, I think we can.
Green, green. So I would say it's green. So what do you say?
I would say because we are repeating the same assert all the time, maybe we can use test cases.
Yeah, we could. But I like that we have these namings here.
Okay.
Yeah, but you're right. Like this is a bit duplicated code, but at least we have something different here, and this is different. And if you look at this is way different.
Yeah, very different. Yeah.
Like this is not getting prettier with just a test case.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so I would say my work is done, or do you want to complain?
I think it's looked good. Like it's looked good in both of the production code, but I'm sure that this is not production code.
Yeah. By the way, we have a viewer. Like there's, I think Javad is checking out what we're doing. So hi. Okay, so it's good enough, and we all know this is not the final code, but for now it works. So if you want, do you want to take over and do the English alphabet, and then get stuck?
Yeah, I can just start. Let me first copy this.
Good idea. Let's get the test.
Oh shit, I built.
Yeah, the code for the test is already there. It's just a commented out code, and basically you just steal the ABC for your equal to. Yeah, and call this alphabet or something.
Alphabets.
It's not alphabets. It's still one.
Yeah. Alphabet.
Good. And then ABC is the output.
Yeah, so
you can double click if you want. Yeah, that's the input.
Control C, Control V, and
then double click that one and just paste it to the empty string, I guess.
To the whole thing, right?
Yeah, but you need a string.
Oh, yeah. Then
paste and then remove the rest.
Yeah.
Okay, now you can delete the comment. So we only have one final test left, but this is red. So let's go to red mode. Warning, warning, red. Klingon attacking. Okay, so how the fuck do we fix this?
Now we need to write proper code, I would say.
Okay. Yeah, maybe the jump from that test to this test is a bit much. Like we could do an in-between test like plus or something.
Yeah.
But I still like this one. It's still simple because we're increasing all the way to the A. And then you can see in the code here, it goes like output A, then +1. So it goes to B, output B, and so on. So this is like kind of easy to understand, this part.
Yeah.
Like this plus is really hard to read, but I guess it goes to A.
Yeah, first plus, I think it's like 167 or something.
Yeah,
and then,
yeah, exactly. Good memory. Okay, let's go to the code. So I think the test part is good. It's also all green, but let's go to the code since we are red.
Yeah.
And let's try to fix it with the least amount of keystrokes.
Least amount of keystrokes.
Yeah. So always keep this in mind. Like we don't want to write like 200 lines of code. It should be like really simple. So what probably do we have to do with code?
My approach would be going from like a for each loop for the whole code.
Yeah, let's start with that. That would be my idea as well. Perfect.
Yeah. So for each
code. Yeah, the code. Yeah. And then the variable should be the instruction, I guess. Or like the letter or something.
And then I would say I should have like a variable which counts up whenever I have a plus.
So the memory, yeah, maybe define the memory before the for each loop.
Exactly. So where memory.
And it should probably be a byte because it said so in the code was instructions.
Yeah, so I can just name it as byte.
Let's make it a byte.
And then
it will be 0. Yeah. 0. And now there's only 2 possible instructions. So basically we only need an if else. Could be a switch.
Copy this guy. If instruction.
Yeah. But you should make it as a character. This is currently a string. So single quotes, not double quotes.
Oh yeah, in the There's one,
Not
two
double
more.
single quotes. Okay.
It's just auto-completing.
Okay, and then what does a plus do?
It increases the memory.
So memory plus plus. Super simple. Okay, perfect. So it's still not compiling, but I think you also want to do the other instruction.
First, I need to...
Oh,
Yeah, then it says like if we have instruction is equal to dot
to dot, yeah.
to a dot, we just do car like
Basically what you just copied.
yeah, I deleted actually. Car memory.
Yeah, that's not how you write it.
Yeah, exactly. It's not Python.
Would be strange in Python as well.
Uh,
Okay, but now we have a char memory, but what do we do with it?
we need to store it.
So we need some kind of output buffer or something.
Yeah, we can say where result equal to a
Empty string. Okay, and then you want to attach this new character to the string.
Yep.
Cool. And then don't forget to return it.
Exactly.
And will it go green?
It should go.
Oh, nice. And you now have a full alphabet. I think you're done. Like, I think the hello world will probably work as well. Should I quickly add the hello world?
Yeah, sure.
So that's cool. So I will change it to green. I think also there's not much refactoring. Like the only thing, this is a bit much, but for now I would keep it and first see what happens if we add another test.
Exactly.
So yeah, this was kind of simple. So this is hello world, which is all this mess. And that should go here. And then it should output this hello comma void. And I think that was too much. That was too little. Yeah, it's so laggy. I am not sure what it's doing.
Yeah, it's kind of.
And the hello world seems to work as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess we are done.
Do
we still want to clean up a bit? Because we said like we want to do more languages in the next episodes.
Yes.
So we are only at 27 minutes. So this is by far the shortest episode. So maybe we go to yellow mode and think about like ways we can improve this code to be more extendable.
Actually, I can think about a test now where I can make it fail.
Okay. Yeah, then go ahead, do that.
So what if a user inputs something which is not there? Like we have a plus, we have a dot, and suppose somebody that.
But I think in the code was it says we can assume it always will be valid input. But you're right, in the future there might be like invalid code comments or a space or something.
So should we write a test for that? Like
if you want, yeah, up to you.
Yeah. Okay, then I will just write a test case. And this.
Just copy paste an existing test.
Yeah.
Yep, that's a good one.
Control V. Oh, I copy pasted too much.
Yeah. So what would you call this?
Invalid instruction.
Should not crash.
Throw exception or something.
Oh, it should crash. So it's currently crashing. So then it's not a failing test. You said you want to write a failing test.
Yeah, we can just say assert.that. Then we can make a lambda expression. And then say, if I pass in a slash, say suppose is
not is thrown.
Oh,
throws.
Is it throws? Yeah, it throws. Throws the instance of
some exception.
What do we say? Like a
exception.
Exception. Okay. Exception. Okay.
Okay, and since your for each loop just doesn't do anything because it doesn't go in if1 and if2, it will probably just return the result. but you had one output, so I guess it, yeah, we can see on the red, it will
We
just,
can see here actually.
no, you
No
won't see
exception
the
thrown.
output. So it will just output like a 0 as a character on the output.
Yeah.
And you want to have some exception.
Yeah.
Okay, what should the exception be called?
I would say invalid input.
Invalid instruction, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah,
invalid
just
instruction.
write like that in the test. Yep.
Invalid instruction.
And maybe put it inside the mini string fuck, mini string fuck dot invalid instruction.
Oh yeah. Control C.
And then you can press Alt Enter and create it right away from the test.
Ah, that's cool.
So I will go to red mode. Seems to be very.
Is it a nested? No, right?
Yes, it's nested.
Oh yeah.
So say class and derive it from exception. Okay. And now we still need to throw it.
Yes, here. Yes.
There's some strange warning in the test. I don't know. Okay. And then else just, yeah, you made a mistake already, but I think you will see it yourself.
Oh.
New invalid instruction.
Yeah, new invalid. Why is he?
Because you're not typing invalid instruction, you're typing something else.
Oh, invalid instruction. Yeah, done.
Not done.
And it should.
Something will fail. Bam, bam, bam. Everything fails.
Oh. Strong. Oh.
So you destroyed 3 other tests. Actually, the new test is now green, which is good.
Oh.
And I know, like, using system makes this warning.
Using
so
system?
I will stay red until you fix it.
Okay. So where is the problem? So he says.
So basically, every thing that has some code.
I see.
Yeah. Will now go to this throw no exception because you put the first instruction.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because it's if, and then it goes into the else.
Yeah. Okay, so I will go to yellow because I don't like this as green. Okay, that's good. The test, there's also a warning. Oh, you even removed the brackets. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, we fixed it already. So how many lines of code do we have now in our method?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
It's, yeah, plus 2 brackets, so it's like 10, 11. It's
11.
It's at the maximum that would be okay. I think it's already too much. Okay.
So we can make it.
Yeah. So what was the purpose of this? So now we have like we know if someone passes in the wrong instructions.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Anything else you wanted to do or happy? Then I guess I turn it green.
Yeah, I'm happy for this. Maybe you want to refactor it a bit?
Yeah, I don't really like this part. This is like it's doing like this part is like doing memory.
Yeah.
This stuff is doing output. Then this whole thing is like a big switch, like which kind of instructions I have. And this is like all the input handling and giving it into instructions. It's like doing 4 or 5 things at the same time. And
single responsibility.
Yeah, and single responsibility principle says we should only do one thing. And I think this is doing too much. And also, like, it's a bit strange. We have a static function. We have like an internal, like, memory and result. If we put this in a class structure somehow, it would be better. So if this would be our only job and the kata is over, I think this is good enough. But since we know next time we want to improve this code and add, like, let's say here we want to add like a few more. So let's say we have 4 instructions or 6 instructions, it will look like this.
Yeah, it's look ugly now.
Yeah, plus the code inside here will probably be different and more complicated, and then it gets more and more.
Yeah.
So why don't we just somehow try to separate this this responsibilities into,
Mhm.
I would say one part is like the parsing, like what the code is telling us, and the other part is like executing it. So basically doing a two-step compiling process. First the parsing and then afterwards the execution. Because currently everything is
Okay.
intermingled in one. And
Yeah.
I think in the next ESO lengths, we will have some code where we have to go back and forth in the memory and we have to do like a jump and stuff. And with this kind of code that either doesn't work or it will be super ugly.
Mm. Yeah, then should we make enums as well for each instruction
Exactly.
so that it
Last
becomes
time we had the same kind of problem and we
yeah.
had a solution for that already. We can see here.
Ah,
So we
cool.
did this
Okay.
already. And also, if you look here, this is our parser from last time. So we had
Yeah.
like, whenever we have a certain event, we had like this logic of switching. I think we had another one here, like for each of the like states, and then we say on a certain event, like switch around and either do like this or this, and if it's anything else, it's an error. And this would be similar to this else row instruction. Okay, so let's just do that. I think it's faster than just typing. Then it's hard to explain.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I see, I learn or something. There was a code I forgot.
Yeah. So what kind of instructions we have? We have like an increase and we have an output.
Yeah.
And we could also have an error, but yeah, I also like your crash here. So we could just say instructions are only valid, and if it's invalid, it crashed already before. Or we could ignore it. Like we maybe later have to change this. Okay, and then in order to do that, the easiest way to get this done is, let's say we have a list of instructions. And let's make a new list of instruction. And then here we just say, copy this so we don't forget. So whenever it's a plus, it will be the instructions
add
of the instruction increase. And this one is pretty much the same, except this time it's instruction.output.
So this is the parsing part, right?
Yeah, so this would be our parser.
Yeah.
Oops. Parser or tokenizer or whatever. It's like the first step. And this would be our interpreter. And this is like, oh, cannot type. It's like executing code.
Okay.
And this one is splitting up code into instructions and yeah, I don't know, validating them or something. Okay, and then this one is basically another for each loop, which
for
is
each instruction.
Yeah, again the instruction. It's really strange if I type instruction in the instructions.
Yeah.
And then here I can just paste the code that we had already, which was this one, I think.
How do you get that screen? Like
oh, you just press Control Shift and V.
Control Shift V.
And then the circular buffer appears, and then you can select one of the copies. Like you can see here, this is all the stuff you had in your buffer from the
it's
past.
like a history.
Yeah,
it's cool.
Okay, and then now this one is a bit easier because now we don't have to say plus or something. So now it will be like the increase instruction will be here. So obviously it's a bit verbose. We had the same code before in half the number of lines. But the point of this is we want to later extend it, and it will be much easier if we extend it. So first of all, we want to get it back to green. So that's why we did it like this. So this is obviously not the code we want to keep. But now we know this change didn't destroy anything. We have all these nice tests, and the tests tell us like it's good. That's really nice. Okay, so like we could now put this in a method and this in a method, but I think the main thing I don't like is these things. There should be like class variables. So I think we should just have var interpreter and just make a new instance of a class. And then that instance of the class should have these three things already.
Okay.
And we could also pass in the code, but I think it should be more like interpreter dot pass, and then we give the code,
Yeah.
and that should be this part. Paste this here.
You
This
don't
one
need
should be
it's a string.
string. This one will be a list. And yeah, we have to clean this up later. Doesn't matter right now. And interpreter, I mistyped something here. And now we don't have a pass function. So we just create a pass function, and I will just copy all this stuff into here. So now this code is like passed on and then goes here. So this is what we're doing here. And then, yeah, the invalid instruction. Yeah, we need to sort this out a bit. And then this one should be then the output. So I would say this is just
interpreter dot
do you have a good name?
Execute.
Execute, why not? So execute, and then the execute gives me a result, or I could say get result or something, or dot result. But I think this is good because this doesn't have any parameters, so why not return something? Okay, and then here we just return result. Okay, and then execute should be at the end. So we can already see it's green, so it's working. But we should clean up this mess a bit. So what I like about this, this line here is only used here and here. So if this guy would return the same interpreter, we could maybe do this. So we could say interpreter dot pass and then dot execute. And now we see it's only used once, so I can inline again. And now we can basically do this. So this is basically explaining what we're doing. So we're creating a new instance, we're parsing the code, and then finally executing and returning the whole thing as a string. And I like this kind of like merged, because this code is like, it's complicated, it's doing lots of stuff, but it's easy to read. It's just explaining like an overview, like a headline in a newspaper. Okay, then.
But I think execute.
Yeah, the pass uses the instructions, so we need that first. And that should be private. It probably should be read only. And then it needs the invalid instructions. But first we need the instruction for, whoop, that was too much. First we need this one for this one. Okay, and then the memory result is not even used here, so I could put it directly here. So since I never need it anywhere, I can put it here. I still don't like this, but maybe next time we can fix this. I think one of the interesting things we can still do is the switch here. And
I think you can make it a link expression as well.
Yeah, a switch expression, but sadly it's not possible. And the reason for that is like each one needs to return something. So we need to somehow change this. I have an idea. We could do it like this. And
instruction.switch.
Does he like that?
Not really.
Not really.
But
so now it would be this here, and then let's see. I don't know. Normally I press Alt Enter, so I don't do this like this normally.
Yeah, same. I don't even look what it did, after that. Oh, it looks cool.
And then the default one is the underscore.
Shows new
and then this one will do this. And I need to close this one, and it works. So basically I have my switch instructions now inside here, and then I add whatever the result of this is, except if it's rows, then it jumps out of everything. And probably this could be even a link query, but I think it's probably ugly.
Yeah, I think this is good. This is what
yeah. And then this guy could be the same, but I don't think it will look pretty. No, for now I would keep it like this.
Okay.
I think that's good enough. I think I know why it's not compiling, because we still have to return our own instance here. And now this allows us to use a pass in the next step for the execute. So I think it's really cool because now we see, even though we did all these changes, all the tests still work and we didn't destroy anything. Like if we would made some mistake and change something here, it would immediately break all the tests. So now everything is red. So it's good.
I would say ship it.
Ship it, yeah. So let's commit it, and I think this episode is good. And let's do in the next episode the next kata. What is the next one about?
I think it has brackets and loops in the
let's
next
just
one,
look at it on CodeWars.
Yeah, we can just take it quickly. So this is the 6Q one, and then if you go here,
that's the one we did today, and then the next one is a small fuck. Okay, what does that do?
Which
it has much more. It has 5 different instructions.
Exactly.
Yeah, and this time we have like move left and move right, and then instead of a plus, there's a flip, so that's a bit more difficult. And then we have like this jump stuff, like jump that way and
jump this way.
Yeah, it's like a start and an end of a while loop, I would say. But it's a bit tricky because the current cell has to be 0 and then it jumps, and if it's not 0 then it skips and so on. So maybe scroll down. Is there some example? No, not really.
There's this example, but not really. But we can go and say 20.
Okay.
And we can see this example.
Yeah, so basically it's star and but I expect the attempt code will have more difficult stuff.
Yeah. This one, I think this is the one which might be a bit tricky, but I think the attempts have more trickier
Actually,
examples.
It's 100% the same code as what we did today, just 3 lines more. So it's not tricky at all.
Yeah, I agree.
I think the only thing that's tricky is with these jumping. But
yes.
I did this in another kata, so for me it was easy.
For me, when I was attempting this one, I was stuck in the loop, like because there was a loop within a loop, and then I had to somehow figure out how to know that there's a loop within a loop.
Okay. Will be exciting next episode. So thanks for watching, and see you back soon.
Yeah.